Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and you remember this. This is the little boho bag that I did last week, and I loved it so much, and I had so much fun making this, and it's just got bubble bags on the inside so that it looks like it's got stuff in it. But it was so fun to make, and I decided I wanted to make a couple more. Well, today I'm going to make one, and I think it's going to be super cool. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. This one I had the little pearls down at the bottom as the dangles. It came out so cute. I love the cameo that I used and the flowers. Everything just turned out so awesome on this one. Like I said, I had to do another one, and actually I've got two set up to work on. The other thing that I did get, I purchased a couple of velvet bags, and because I want to do a velvet one. Now Tracy on her channel does these velvet ones that are amazing, you guys. Tracy, she is like way better at this than I am. She's been doing it for years, and she's got the process down. I, however, do not as much, so I can admit when I'm not as good as someone else at something, but she is amazing. So I'm going to have her links down in the description menu so that you guys can go over to her channel and see what she's doing with her boho bags. Most of her stuff is upcycled bags, but she does make and create her own boho bags, and they're incredible. I am not as good at sewing as she is. So anyway, so there will be something done. I got this color here, and I got this beautiful dark deep purple. You can see the purple when it shines, and then I got this maroon sort of color. So those are going to be a lot of fun to do. I have to put a little work into the bags to make them a little more functional. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. So those will have to wait. But what I have today, I had a pair of my husband's old Levi's. Now, since he became disabled, he put on a few pounds, and so some of his Levi's didn't fit him anymore. And so this here is a pair that he gave me that I was allowed to cut up, and I thought, what a fun thing. This is actually Levi's. So why would I take this off? I wouldn't. I'm leaving this Levi patch on. They are, I'm leaving the pocket on the back, and so I used the top of the Levi's to cut out these two, and I have a whole bunch of legs that I can use too. But what I was able to do is I was able to save the button and the buttonhole, and I sewed those on here so that it can be buttoned closed. Now, I did this in a way that I could do it. I made it very kind of shabby-ish. I did this one has a really long strap on it, and I'm going to have to cut some of these fringes off still that, you know, kind of pop out as I go. But I wanted to fringe up the handle. So in order for me to do this, I couldn't just sew the handle and make it smooth and all of that and then pull it inside out. So I did what I knew I could do, and I just sewed it down the edge here and made one edge shabby. And I still have, like I said, some work to do to continue fringing this to make it exactly what I want. But I wanted to get started on this. I do have to work today, so that handle is something I can work on before I list it in my Etsy shop. So I do have a friend, my friend Deanna wants one of my boho bags, but I wanted to give her a chance to see what the other ones would look like as well before she really makes her decision on which one she wants. So anyway, so we've got our pair of Levi's. So this is one of them. And then I also made this bag, and it's ready to go. It's got the pocket. It's sewn a little bit different down here. This was the first one that I did, but it's still cute. You can see it's kind of, because the jeans kind of are shaped, I just went ahead and went with it, and then I just sewed it on both edges like this. This one, oh, I did sew it on both edges as well, but I only sewed this edge. Let's see, I sewed this edge behind the seam, and I only did it up to this seam. My sewing machine could not handle going through all of this, so I don't have like a big expensive machine. It's just one that I bought years and years ago that works for what I do, and so that's what I'm using. So this is the one. It's a longer bag. It's a pretty deep bag. This one measures, let's see, 10 3/4 by 7 1/4. So, and then this one is 9 1/2 by 6 1/2. So yeah, they're all going to be different sizes and stuff. And then this one, I just added some lace over the top of the handle, and I may do something like that with this one as well. I'm not sure. I haven't really decided for sure what I want to do. So anyway, let's boho this. You know, I'm going to call my stuff not necessarily boho, because I don't even know if I'm doing all this stuff right, you guys. I got to be honest with you. I'm just playing and having fun. And so this is kind of more boho hippie kind of stuff here. So, so that's sort of what I'm doing with these. Now the velvet ones will be more along your lines of boho, I think. So let's just see what we can do with this one though. So I probably do need to back my camera up just a little. I'm trying not to make you guys see all the crud that's over here and over here on the sides of me, because I've got a lot of stuff covering my table here. I mean, it is just literally covered. Look at that. That's a cool heart that would be cool on this one because it's fringy. But this one is my little flag butterfly. And it's a triple butterfly. But it's super cute. It would be cute on this, but I'm not going with that motif on this. So, okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got lots of stuff. I've got flowers and some that I've made, some that people have sent me, some that are not handmade. Just different little flowers that I found laying around. This is just a little velvet rose that I made. I made this a long time ago and I still haven't used it yet in anything. I've started to many, many times and I've just not used it, but it will be good on these boho bags. Probably would look really good on one of the velvet ones. So we've got lots of flowers to play with. I thought I had one more flower, but I'm sure I do somewhere over here, but we're gonna, oh, here, this one. I've got this one too. I love this flower for this. I think that is gonna look really pretty. And then I'm hoping that I can find a place for this, although this would be pretty, probably on one of the velvet ones too. So, but I do want to use that on one of these bags, and I'm determined that I'm going to. So I've got some different laces and things that I'm going to play with. I thought this would be pretty, a piece of this to sort of maybe line this pocket like that in some way. So wouldn't that be cute? Or maybe below the snaps down here. But I thought that would be a cute little pocket thing. So we'll see about that. I mean, it could go across, you know, the front, but this is here, and so I have to kind of do something different up here than I did with that other one that I did. So I already, you guys, and you can refer back to my other video, I already made this tassel for this, and I made this bow. So these are all ready to go, and this was in an attempt to not make this video quite so long. You can refer to my other boho bag video to see how I did the bow and the tassel. Super easy process, and I know you guys have got this. But then after I did these, I did find some other laces and things that I thought I might like using on this one. I've got some fringy trims. I've got this one, which is always pretty. And this just has, you know, that thin fringe, but it's very pretty. And I've got, let's see, I've got this fringe that I came across yesterday, and that would be pretty in there. Look at that. It's got some sequins on the fringe and stuff, so it's really very pretty. So that would be neat on one of them. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. This might be good with the other one that I added that white lace to the handle on. And I've got, let's see, do I have any other fringy? I've got this fringe, and this I think came from a shirt. Somebody sent, I think Gail sent me this piece. It was cut off of a shirt, you know, so I can clean that up, and I could use that, which is very pretty. Kind of adds a little something to the bottom of the bag. And then I pulled out, I like this, and this is good for this kind of a bag. It's very kind of hippie looking, and I thought this might be pretty, kind of going somewhere across the top of the bag here. So we'll see. We'll see what we want to do with that. Maybe here. I don't want to cover up this pocket because I want these pockets to be completely usable. They are open, and you can tuck your keys in there or whatever you want. More space to put things in. And these purses are going to be fairly sturdy. I did sew them, and I sewed the straps on and everything, so they should be fairly sturdy. I found this in one of my boxes this morning, and this is a cool scalloped lace, and that would be very pretty in there somewhere. I mean, and this would be nice if I did like my fringe. Let's see. If I took one of these fringes, and because that's so white, I could even take this and add that beigey color to it so that it's not completely stark white. So I can do that. I got some other bits and pieces of lace. These are some that Gail sent me a while ago. And then I pulled this one out. I thought this might be pretty to maybe even just cut a piece or two out of it and use it in my fringe. But I have to remember, I've got 2 bags that I'm doing, and I really have a very nice tassel already done, really, for this one. And then I've got this, which is cool and colorful, and I think this would be real pretty on one of them. I think this might be great for one of the velvet bags. So I'm trying to keep in mind that I do have other ones that I want to do and what might be good in them as well, more so than these. And then I've got this black and blue lace, and this is very pretty. And that would go nicely in there somewhere. And this has the little scallops at the bottom. They get kind of lost on this fabric, but it's another choice. And then I pulled a couple of ribbons and things out. I I do have this fringy lace, which is one that I absolutely love, but this is the only piece of this I have left. But that would be pretty, sort of around the pocket too. Even if I used that other lace and kind of tucked this under the bottom section of it and have that coming out as well, that would be really pretty. But if I use this and I use it around the pocket, I will put the tassel and stuff on first and just have this hanging out where it will be seen, because I don't want to waste it. And then I have this, which is very pretty. So we've got a lot to choose from, you guys. So this is going to be fun. Okay, so since we already have our tassel made, we could also use this sort of just kind of coming across here instead of the other stuff. That would be pretty, but it's very small and very kind of hard to see. I think this would be pretty in the tassel. Or as just kind of some fringe hanging down. So, oh, and this, I found this, and I wanted to look and see if all the pieces are there going across, but this is very cool too. And this is the only piece of this I have. It's really frayed at one end, but that's okay because we're doing boho, and boho, oh, it goes this way. And boho can be very frayed and fringy. So we'll just, if we use it, we can just keep that fringe in there and let it shine. So something like that would be pretty as well. But again, that might be pretty on that purple velvet bag because it's purple. So I've got so much I can use in this one. I don't have any, I'm not at a loss for anything. I took out a few other laces in other colors. I've got this one and I grabbed this one. I don't think I grabbed any. Oh, and I did grab this blue-gray color. So these are just thin laces that I can throw into fringe and stuff that kind of fills in the blanks. Okay, so what I want to do first, and I also had this out to put across the top, and I really kind of like this. It's very pretty, very basic, but very pretty, and it just has that kind of dingy look to it, and I really, really, really like it. And again, this would be pretty if I use one of these dangle laces. Let me pull this one out since I've got it on top. If I used something like this and then put that across the top of it, look at how pretty that looks. So we just have so much to choose from today, you guys. And I had this all set up and ready to go, and I still do. I've got all the main stuff, you know, this stuff ready to go. So this is not going to take me so long to put together today. I pulled out a couple of pieces of my other laces too. I think this one would be more kind of appropriate in this. So maybe I'll glue that on there somewhere. Because I do like that. So let's decide. I'm going to put that aside. We're going to decide how we want to do this. Where was that other fringe that I took out? Oh, and I also have this fringe. But this, I think I did put some of this into the tassel already. But it got wrapped around these flowers, and I don't want to leave it that way. I'm going to try and get these flowers out of there. And we've got this bunch all tangled up in there. I don't know how I do this, you guys. Well, yes, I do. It's because I set things aside and I don't realize there's something over there that will catch on to it, and it just happens. Okay, there we go. So now at least I've got this. It's a little tangled up, but I can get that apart, no problem. It's got another flower stuck in it. So this stuff is really nice. I'm going to run out of it pretty soon. But that's okay. I'm going to try and use less of it in my tassels and stuff so that I can save it. And I did not put any of that in this tassel. I did not. And I don't have to. So, all right. So let's decide, what do we want to use as our fringe on this one? And I think what I'm going to do, I honestly think I'd like to use this. And I believe I will go all the way around with this to the back so that it'll be nice and thick on the bottom, like that. And I think that'll be very, very pretty. Nice and fringy. So let's go ahead and let's start putting this guy together. I'm going to put this on first, I think. And I think I'm going to start, about a ½ inch up from the bottom, gluing this on. And I'm going to also start going around the corner here. Okay, so let's start right there. Making sure I got this turned the right way. Those sequins are really on both sides, but they're only on this side at the top. So I'm going to put the glue onto this. And try and keep it straight. Oh, I forgot to read my inspirational quote for today. I've got to get some real positive quotes for you guys. That's what I've kind of been looking for, is some positive quotes. This one says, "Focus only on things that make you happy. Feel love, and you will experience that love and happiness coming back to you multiplied." And I think that is very, very true. And here's a cute one. If you want something in your life that you've never had, you'll have to do something you've never done. Isn't that the truth, you guys? And here we go. This is a good example of that. I'm doing some stuff that I've never done before. I mean, it is similar to, you know, doing some shabby chic stuff. Yes, but it is still different for me. This is a different experience, and I'm really having a lot of fun with it. So I decided I was going to try some new stuff in 2024. And that is exactly what I intend to do. And again, I'm staying a ½ inch up, so I am kind of going across the pocket here. That's okay. I could have gone and stayed under the pocket, but I don't want it to be all uneven. So I figured I would just go ahead and go across this pocket and let it be. And I'm going to be cutting a little piece of this off right here because I don't want it to be too much into the other side. And we've got a little piece of this left that we can use, you know, to come down off of something in this project or another project. We shall decide what we want to do. And then I'll just take and pull this one last piece around the corner here. Just like that. So this is the back side. And this is the front side. And I showed you guys, these pockets are completely usable. And I think that's an awesome thing because this pocket is huge. It goes across the whole bag. and all the way down to the bottom. My fingers go right to there. So you've got all this space coming out this way, plus whatever space is on the inside. And I left also the inside tag on this. I just thought that was a cute thing to do. I don't know. Whoever maybe gets this maybe won't like that tag being there, but that's okay too. You can take it off. Okay. What I need to do is make sure that these fringes are not coming loose at the end here. So I just want to kind of, this one little piece feels like it was kind of coming apart. Okay, so we've got that on there. Now we need to decide, what do we want to do to enhance this this fringe? Do we want to go with that? I really do like that. It's a pretty little lace. Or do we want to go with this, which is more subtle but still pretty? But I really feel like I want to put this somewhere at the top. So I think I'm going to definitely make that decision, and I'm not going to... Other thing I could do is I could even add some of this other fringe in there, and that actually looks really cool to have the two different kinds of fringe. I could even put a piece of this down there, but no, I can't, because it doesn't go to the edges. And that barely does. And I don't think that will do it justice. And I want to go all the way around, so that's not going to work. Or we can take this one, which I think is nice because it's that green. It adds a nice patch of green in this. But you know what? I think I really love this. And I hope you guys are going to agree. I think this is what we're going to go with down here. I just think that looks very, very, very nice, and very, it kind of gives it that more finished look. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm just going to glue it across the top of the fringe piece. And that way I can just take my glue line and go all the way across, and I know I'm straight. And it's going to be a whole lot quicker. Flip her over. Make sure that your fringes are hanging down and not up where you're going to be gluing it. And get those corners, you guys. Make sure if you're gluing your stuff on. Now, this could all be sewn on, you guys. So just remember that. If you want to sew them on, sew them on. You know, you're probably doing yourself a favor by doing that. But I chose to do what I do, and I wanted to glue these on. Now, these are not going to go anywhere, you guys. This isn't a bag that you're going to use every day. It's going to be a fun bag that you take, you know, if you're going, hanging out with your friends for the day and just going to do some fun stuff. So as far as that's concerned, these bits and pieces that I'm gluing on are not going to fall off. It's not going to be that easy. I do want to cut the edges off this lace, and I wish I had done that before the video, but I'm just going to go all the way around here, and then I will take and do a little singeing to make sure that I get it as close to the edges of this pattern as I can. I mean, you don't have to. You really don't have to singe those edges if you don't want to. You can leave that little bit of the mesh just around the edge. I just prefer to kind of try and get it in as close as I can in most areas. And I do get pretty close when I cut it, but there's still always some of that mesh that you don't get right in there and get. So it's up to you. But I'm trying to cut this fairly quickly for you guys. I do know that this video will not be as long as the original bag was. And this is not one of the from one of the appliques that I got from Sherry or Kareth. This is from some lace that I got from a friend a long time ago. And she had sent me lots of beautiful lace. And oh my word, did I ever enjoy it. And it wasn't too long after that that I actually had to go back to work full time, and I really wasn't doing a whole lot of videos for a little while. And so my channel slowed down a bit, and it was a bummer. It was a real bummer, you guys. But now, since I'm able to do more videos again, I'm back in my happy place. And let me see, where did I put my... Well, we'll just use this one. I have my other one around here somewhere. It's easier for me to use, but I don't want to waste a bunch of time looking for it. So we're just going to take this and gently, ever so gently, singe these little edges to pull it in. And the fire on this one is a little bit less aggressive, so that's probably a good thing. Because it's only hitting those edges. Just a little ways to go. Trying not to melt my fingernails in the process. Just a couple more spots here. Okay, so we got around the entire thing. And it's just a small piece, but I thought this will look really pretty coming off somewhere. And I thought it might be a nice little piece to put in a corner like that. And I can just kind of wrap it around the edge there a little bit. I think that looks pretty. Just a little bit of something to dress up this little corner. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to make the decisions here today. And we are going to lay this down. The thing I do like about the Gorilla hot glue though is for some reason I am able to get it off of my hands a little bit easier than some of the cheap hot glues. And I like that because I don't have to fight with it quite as much, because all I have to do is a little bit of that and it's off. As long as I do it right away before it gets completely dry. Once it gets completely dry, it's a little harder to get off. And right there, I'm just going to glue it right there. I'm going to let it just kind of lay into the fringe. like it's part of the fringe. And then we'll wrap that piece right around the corner there. Okay. Pretty, pretty. Okay, so we've got that part. Now what I want to do is, I want the longer piece of this, and I'm going to also use my flame and go along this edge of the scallop, because there is some, I think this was cut off of a shirt. It was in a V, and so I cut it right at the V so that I'd have two pieces out of it. And I'm also going to go right along here so that it doesn't get all fringy and come apart on me. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to have this going in this direction, and I want to kind of find my middle of this and my middle of this. And I'm going to start there and sort of work my way around, because it's some points I'm going to gather it just a tad. And I do want to put it underneath. Well, you know what? No, I'm just going to, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start here at this edge, right there. And then I'm going to find my 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to find my middle, which is right about there. And my middle of this is right about there. So I'm going to glue this spot, whoops, not there. That's okay, because I'm going to be putting something there. Okay, so there's my middle, right there. Okay, and I'm just going to turn this a little bit so that I'm looking at it sideways. I'm going to put my glue right along there, and I'm just going to sort of gather this just a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing right along here. Take it right up to that spot, and we're going to sort of gather it around the corner here. Just like that. Okay, so doesn't that look cute, you guys? I love that. Okay, so there's that. Now I want to take this piece, and again, I'm going to burn my edge here, and I really want to kind of melt that edge. This edge I need to actually cut. I'm going to cut it right there, and I'm going to very quickly, you know what, I'm actually going to do a little gluing on this one too. Then I'm going to burn it. Okay. And I just thought it was fun to cut these the button and the buttonhole off of the Levi's and just sew the patches on here. I sewed this one to the inside, the button hole, and I just thought that was a cute idea. I like it a lot. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is maybe take that and put it right there. Because if I take it, I could take it across the top, but I don't want to hinder the ability to button it. So, and this one down here, this piece down here won't cause that problem. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start by gluing this. Let me make sure before I go any further with this and upset myself, I want to make sure that this will meet on the other side, and it will. It just makes it. So we're going to just take and add a good amount of glue and pull that right around that corner. And then you can see I'm going to have it going underneath the belt loops, because I think I should. I'm going to lose the little bit of fringe that I have on this, but that's okay. I don't mind that so much. Isn't that cute? Okay. Just trying to get some of my glue strings as I go. And you guys, it was so cute. I was really, really excited because I guess Tracy found out that I had mentioned her channel in my video, because I do like to give credit where credit is due. I did have somebody that I felt a little upset because somebody made a mention that I should put the link, like I said I would, to give credit where credit is due. And I went, wait a minute, but I did put the link up there. And for a minute I thought, oh my gosh, did I forget to put Tracy's links up there? And I didn't. They were on my description menu. But you know what, you guys, it made me think. And there is a way that I can put those links up within my video or at the end of my video so that you guys can just click on them from the video. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I should have done that to begin with. And I don't know why I've never thought to do that. It doesn't just, the description menu isn't the only place you can put those links. So I'm going to start doing that so that it's actually easier for me, number one, to do it that way, and number two, it's more likely that you guys will hit those links and go watch their videos. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. And Tracy, if you happen to see this one, I hope you don't mind that I'm using you as my inspiration. I know I'm not nearly as good as you are, but I'm trying. I'm doing my best, Tracy. But I do want the viewers to see how good you are at this process, because like I said, you're far better than I am. And I just think you are doing some amazing stuff. So I want to make sure that they see how good you are. I don't think I'm going to use that in there. One of the things that I did buy, you guys, I finally got them from Amazon. I did get myself some new safety pins, because you guys know I love using these, but I did finally I got some white ones and I got some pink ones. So, and then I also got some white ball chains. So, I'm excited about that. So I got those 3 things. And so now I have lots of those that I can use in my purse charms and stuff, and my light catchers and all of that good stuff. So I'm excited about that. I have several that I need to add the final touches to. I have several, honestly, which I'm kind of ashamed of myself that I haven't finished them yet. But I just had other things that came to mind that I wanted to do, and so I started doing them first. Okay, so now I think what I'm going to do, I really wanted to hang something from the belt loop. I really, really, really did. I'm going to put a little glue there and glue that piece down. And I think I'm going to glue that piece down too. And we're going to do the same thing on this edge. And then maybe a little dot in the middle so it doesn't like start ruffling up. Okay. So already, doesn't that look amazing, you guys? I love it, love it, love it. This one is gonna be probably a little bit better than the first one I did, but you know, that's always kind of the way it is. The first one's always your sort of trial piece. I am going to cut a piece of this velvet ribbon and do like I did with the other one. I think I may actually use a couple of pieces of this time. And all we're going to do is we're going to fringe this, and this time I'm also going to make my cuts narrower than I did on the first one. So we're going to cut them about 1/8 of an inch. And this is a 1-inch ribbon. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. After all, it is fringe. So it needs to be fringy looking. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. But I did want to add some of this color to it. I especially wanted to do it if I ended up using this, and I still may use a piece of this in this piece. I can actually see a spot where it would look good as we speak. And one more. This one I'm going to have to be careful because I only have a little space to hold on to it. Okay, there we go. And that way I've got that little bit of that green. In fact, I think I'm also going to do what I did on the other one. I'm going to cut this in half and I'll split these up. So, you can always take ribbon. I'm going to do the same thing to a piece of this maroon ribbon. If I can slice it as well. I don't know if it'll slice as easily. This one I'm only going to get 3, I think, if I even get that, but I have to. But I can use 2 pieces of this. I want some of this color in there. My puppy's coming in the house. I think she's starting to get hungry. She's been so good. She has been so good, you guys. And but this morning she got sick. And I think it's because last night I was working and I forgot to feed her before I left the house. And I didn't cook dinner last night. So Jeff was on his own last night for dinner. And he went and got himself some fast food. And guess what? Holly probably had a little too much fast food. He had like some chicken tenders or something. But I think she might have had a little bit too much of the chicken tenders. So I'm going to take these and kind of maybe just kind of glue these corners like this. Put those together. We'll put this one here. And one more. Just like that. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to just put it right there. And there we have it. And hope that it will show up. I think it'll kind of show in the background a bit. It might have been nice to kind of put some inside here as well. And I may take and cut a stretch of it just to do that. And this, I think I'm going to start it right about at that, where this is where I'm going to glue it. And I'm going to glue where I've got it tied together in the back. And a nice big dollop of hot glue back there. And we're going to press and press and press. Okay. And then I do want, I think, to add a little piece of this in there because this is really pretty. It's very simple, but it definitely adds some character there. So I definitely want to add a piece of that. I'm just going to glue it right to the top of my tassel here because that's where our bow is going to go, and so you're not going to see that. And I also have a couple of pieces of eyelash trim. And you guys know I love to use my eyelash trim, and my friend Deanna gave me a whole bunch of it, and I love using it. So I want to put a couple of pieces of this in there as well. I really don't want to touch it with my finger, but I don't think I have a choice. There we go. Okay. I'll be right back, you guys. Okay, I just had to check on my puppy for a minute. Okay, so we have our bow here, and isn't that beautiful? Got it all nice and pretty here. And this is our front. Where is that lace? Okay, there we go. I want to make sure that lace shows on both sides. And all of our pretty colors. So I've got some chiffon in here that I shredded. I've got some different laces, some really thin lace here. I've got some curtain fabric that I used, just whatever, and I have some of this gray chiffon. So yeah, I just took some of my chiffons and I shredded a few pieces, just a couple of little strips, because I always like to make strips out of chiffon because it shreds so nicely and it gets nice and fringy. So I do like to use that. Just gonna hold this down for a minute, and then I'm gonna take and go just to the back side a little bit in a couple of spots and add a little more glue to ensure that this is all gonna kind of lay down and stay. I try not to cover up that little belt loop because somebody, or me, could hang something from that. Okay, what did I just do? Oh. Okay. And that is quite the fringe there. But look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And you guys, maybe I use too much. I like a lot of fringe, a lot of shabbiness. So yeah, that's a pretty thick bow there in the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that would be pretty on the front of that, wouldn't it? That looks really cute. Or I could take that and maybe put it off to the side. I feel like I want to put something right there. But I also have, where did I put it? Of course, the one that I want, that is way too pink. Where did I put my little purple flower, you guys? I must have tossed it aside in this pile of lace that I have here, and it's probably just all under some of that lace and I can't find it. Give me just a second. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this flower in the center of our bow because it's quite a large bow and it kind of needs a large flower. So yeah, this tassel and bow piece is going to be absolutely the focal point of this bag. I'm putting plenty of glue on that flower and I'm going to press it down on there really, really, really well. And there we go with that. And then what we're going to do, what did I just do with it? I just cut a piece of trim off. I'm going to take this little piece of trim. First I need to kind of cut off the mesh part here that's in between these little scallops. That'll just take a second because I'm just using a small piece to do this. Because I feel like I need something right here. And so what I'm thinking I'm going to do, I'm going to take this piece, number one, I'm going to take this end piece here, and I'm going to fold it over, just like that, so that it kind of has a finished edge. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it over on top of itself here, like that, and make a little piece to kind of go in this corner. So I think the way that I'll do this, I think I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it not on the purse. I'm going to get it all put together first. And then this one. Okay, I just want to put my glue in the right spots. And that way we'll just have this little fan-shaped piece. Just like that. And I should take this end and do the same thing. Just fold that over, just like that. And one last piece here on the end, like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up that spot like that. So we'll get some glue on the back side. Just like that. And we're going to take this little flower here. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to use this flower. It's okay, I'll just let that glue dry on that one and I'll use it for something else. I want just a little flower there. And I'll put that one aside so it doesn't get anything with the glue. Okay, so we've got that on there, and then I had past tense. I have this piece, and it's just like a dangly piece. And what I'm thinking I'll do with it, I want to set it right here first. I want to have it sort of hanging right there, just off the edge of this. And so just realized I don't have any bling on this at all. I mean, I've got pieces out here that I intended to try out and maybe use. But I don't know, honestly, if I want to put any bling in this part at all. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. And then this piece, what I want to do is maybe I'll grab one of my little pink pins. Sorry, you guys, my husband just got home. He's talking to the doggie out there, giving her little greeting. And then maybe take this and pin it somewhere, like right here on there. And I may change this pin out to just a regular metal pin, but for now this is what I had in front of me, so I'm going to use it. And then just have that hanging off there like that. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm kind of thinking no. It doesn't quite go. It doesn't work. I mean, it could be hanging somewhere up there or something and it would probably look better. But again, I really kind of need one of my metal pins to do that, and I just don't know how close by my pins are. They should be right here. Here they are. Let's just grab one of these that will match this, and that will do. But I do think we're going to go up here. Whoops. I need to sort of squeeze this together a little bit. There we go. Okay. And here's our pin. Take that. And we've got all these little loops here that we can hang from, and I'm going to go through a couple of them. I have noticed sometimes these pins, because they're painted, they don't go through things super easy. So I think I'm just going to pin that right there. And let's give this a button up, if I can, with all these flowers in the way. Yeah, it'll still button. I mean, it's not an easy bag that somebody's going to be able to just get into and grab stuff out of. If you've got it across your body, you're going to be pretty safe with this bag as long as you've got it buttoned. So there, we're all buttoned up. And there is boho bag number 2. Cute, cute, cute. I love it. That is so pretty and so fun. And I just want to say thank you all for watching today. I hope you will subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And make sure that when you do, that you hit that notification bell so that you'll get notified whenever I do a new video. And make a comment on this. Let me know what you think of this one. I think it came out super duper cute, and I will put pictures on the back end for you so that you can see, you know, the whole thing and what it looks like, you know, as one cohesive piece in a bigger setting. And thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Go boho. Thank you. Everybody be safe, be well. Take care of yourselves before you take care of anybody else, because if you don't do that, you can't care for anybody else. And love your family. Hug them, squeeze them often. Tell them you love them every day if you can. And be safe, be well. God bless you all. Bye-bye.